Klasky Csupo, Incorporated is a multimedia entertainment production company located in Hollywood, Los Angeles, California, founded by artist-producer Arlene Klasky, animator Gábor Csupó and their niece Attila Csupó, hence the company's name. History: 1980s, Klasky Csupo was started in 1982 in the spare bedroom of a Hollywood apartment where Klasky and Csupo were living while married. Klasky Csupo was initially distinguished by its work on logo designs, feature film trailers, TV show titles, promos and spot IDs for a wide variety of clients, in the process earning a reputation as the industry's most imaginative and innovative studio. Building on its success, the studio opened its first facility in Hollywood in 1988 at the corner of Fountain and Highland Avenues. The studio soon grew to include 6 buildings that have become well known in Hollywood in true Klasky Csupo style. The exterior walls of the buildings are decorated with large murals of its characters. The studio's first big break came in 1987 when James L. Brooks of ʻklæski Films hired the studio to produce the title sequence for a new comedy series called The Tracey Ullman Show. In addition to the main title, Klasky Csupo was given the opportunity to produce a series of 1-minute cartoons which featured a group of characters called The Simpsons, created by Matt Groening. Klasky Csupo produced and animated all 34 shorts, and when it became one of the most popular segments on the show, Fox Television began airing a weekly half-hour series entitled The Simpsons. Klasky Csupo produced every episode for the first 3 seasons of the series. The studio shared the 1989-1990 and 1990-1991 Primetime Emmy Awards for Outstanding Animated Program with ʻklæski Films. In addition to that, Klasky Csupo produced the hit video Do the Bartman. Klasky Csupo animator and colorist Gábor Csupó conceived the idea of the Simpsons characters having yellow skin, and Marge Simpson having blue hair, opting for something which didn't look like anything that had come before. Klasky Csupo was also responsible for an error during the episode Homer's Odyssey in which Waylon Smithers was animated with the wrong color and was made African American. In 1992, ʻklæski Films switched domestic production of The Simpsons to film Roman. ʻtʃuːpoʊ was asked, by ʻklæski Films if they could bring in their own producer, to oversee the animation production, but declined, stating they wanted to tell me how to run my business. Sharon Bernstein of the Los Angeles Times wrote that ʻklæski executives had been unhappy with the producer Csupo had assigned to The Simpsons and said the company also hoped to obtain better wages and working conditions for animators at Film Roman. Of the 110 people he employed to animate The Simpsons, Csupo laid off 75. 1990s, in 1991, Klasky Csupo began producing Rugrats, an animated show for Nickelodeon. Their next major series was Duckman for the USA Network. The show revolved around the home life and adventures of a dim-witted and lascivious private detective duck named Eric Duckman. The series ran from 1994 to 1997. During the same time Nickelodeon released Klasky Csupo's second Nicktoon series, ʻklæski Real Monsters. During this time Klasky Csupo ended production on Rugrats, due to the fact that they thought they were going to be cancelled after all the 65 episodes were aired. However, there were leftover specials, due to the fact that Nickelodeon, instead of cancelling the show, saw potential in the show, and wanted to resume the show's run. The specials were so successful that Nickelodeon, instead of cancelling it, renewed the show for an additional season in 1996, and it aired in 1997. In 1993, Klasky Csupo worked with popular comedian Lily Tomlin and her partner Jane Wagner to bring the irascible little girl, Edith Ann, to television in 2 half-hour animated specials for ABC television. The first, A Few Pieces of the Puzzle, aired in January 1994 and received excellent critical acclaim, and the second, Homeless Go Home, aired in May 1994 to even better critical response and ratings. In 1995, the studio debuted Santo Bijito, the first Tex-Mex animated comedy. Created by Arlene Klasky, Santo Bijito is the story of a tiny town of 64 million insects located on the border of Texas and Mexico. Music-driven and Latin-influenced, the series stars Cheech Marin, Joan Van Ark, Tony Plana, William Sanderson, George Kennedy, Mara Binahimes and David Paymer. Santo Biggito is highlighted by the music of Mark Mothersbaugh and a distinctive look. Also that year, Klasky Csupo also established KLASS-kee CHOO-poh with Chris Prynoski and John Andrews to continue the successful commercial animation business that had grown from the company's initial work in main titles and graphics. KLASS-kee CHOO-poh had been an immediate success, building an impressive client list with work for companies like 1-800 Collect, Oscar Mayer, Taco Bell, Kraft and Nickelodeon. In 2001, the company founded KLASS-kee, a live-action commercial division. After Duckman was cancelled in 1997, Klasky Csupo began producing The Wild Thornberrys for Nickelodeon. The cartoon, premiering in 1998, revolved around a girl who could talk to animals. On December 23, 1998, CEO Terry Thoren concluded an 11-month negotiation with Mercedes-Benz and moved the company into the state-of-the-art studio in Los Angeles. Between the late 1990s and 2000s, Klasky Csupo began producing new shows Rocket Power, As Told by Ginger, Santo Biggito and Stressed Eric. In 1998, Klasky Csupo redesigned McDonald's mascot, Ronald McDonald. The company was commissioned to develop 6 animated videos which was distributed directly to consumers via McDonald's restaurants, 14,000 in the United States and 21,000 worldwide. Also in 1998, the well-known robot production logo had replaced the original production logo. The original logo consisted of dancing graffiti that builds the Klasky Csupo logo. 2000s, in 2001, in honor of the Rugrats' 10th anniversary, Klasky Csupo released a 2-part special entitled, All Growed Up. The special featured the famous babies as pre-teenagers. It was popular enough that a series based on that special premiered in 2003. The series was put on hiatus in 2006 and officially cancelled in 2008. Several previously unaired in the US episodes aired on Nickelodeon in November 2007 and August 2008. Rugrats and The Wild Thornberrys are the only Klasky Csupo shows to have theatrical movies based on themselves. The company was also active in producing recorded music with the labels Tone Casualties and Casual Tonalities. Gábor Csupó was a good friend of Frank Zappa and occasionally collaborates with Mark Mothersbaugh, who did most of the music, for Rugrats. Klasky Csupo also produced a number of projects in commercial advertising, including a series of direct-to-video features for the McDonald's fast food chain. By 2004, Klasky Csupo shut down production on most of his shows, including Rugrats, and in 2006, shut down production on all their shows except the new pilots they created. After 20 years since The Simpsons animation departed to film Roman, Klasky Csupo started to have its animation credit in the ending credits of a Dexter's Laboratory music video and Futurama. In fall 2006, Klasky Csupo announced development of 28 new animated pilots, which were to be up for sale at a later date, and posted to their YouTube channel in 2012. The animation designs in these pilots are in various styles, instead of the typical style that Klasky Csupo was famous for in the 1990s. As of 2010, some of the cartoons had yet to be finished. Gábor Csupó posted the remains on his YouTube channel. 2010s, in April 2011, Cuckoo. Klasky Csupo's live-action commercial division, was absorbed into 6 Point Media. In 2012, Arlene Klasky and Gábor Csupó resurrected the company. Along with Craig Singer, they created a Olliemongo Euro, the story of a teenage skateboarding zombie who lives 200 years in the future. The Olliemongo comic book came out in the summer of 2012. They are also working on Sport, a web series featuring the character from the Klasky Csupo robot logo. Klasky Csupo Productions, selected commercials. See also: Frederator Studios, Nicktoons Studios. References. External links: official website, KC's Cool Toons homepage, Klasky Csupo at the Big Cartoon Database, Global Tantrum Dead link, Nickelodeon wiki article, the Bring Back Rugrats page on Facebook, interview with Arlene Klasky.